Hey guys, welcome. I see a few folks have joined the queue already. I did a reading today with this combination with the signs of the Times Oracle and the Meraki Tarot, and it just felt like the right kind of vibes. It's kind of a rainy day here, and um, I just felt like I wanted something really earthy, and then this just pairs so beautifully with it. So, you guys are seeing this deck again. So, I'm going to get started with the community read as always. And if you would like a more in depth reading, or if you don't want to wait in the queue, you can always use my tip link. You can use Ko-fi, you can use Cash App, PayPal, all that information is in the description box. And then I just put the Ko-fi link in the description. So I am going to get the cards all shuffled. Let's see. Ari, I wouldn't answer both anyway. So, so while I'm doing the community read, you can maybe feel based off of that what kind of inspiration you get for your question. All right, guys, I am gonna see what kind of energy we have around us. We are working our way to the new moon. I think it's not next Monday, but the Monday after. Like, I can't believe it. So I have to figure out what I'm gonna do for that. All right, let's see what we have. What kind of energy we have for. Oh, look at that. Talking about celestial stuff. We have stars. So this is divine guidance. I feel like I don't want to go on a huge spiel about what I feel like divine guidance is, but I feel like it's just energy from the universe that is pushing you in a specific direction. So to you though, that could mean that like the divine could be spirit that is pushing you into a specific direction, or it could be deities that are pushing you, whatever divine means to you. But to me, this is like the energy of the universe that is pushing you, and you kind of get a feel for how things are going for you right now. And I think that if you listen or take a moment to be a little still, you can kind of feel what that divine guidance is leading you towards. So if you have been feeling a little stuck right now, or we are kind of in the, I always call it like the in between, between the full moon and the new moon. Um, and we're entering the darker half of the year where I feel like this is the period to start doing the reflecting and more introspective stuff. So I think this is a good time to start, maybe meditating or journaling, figuring out what that divine guidance means to you. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. We have rainbow, hope. So I mentioned today it was raining today. So, I mean, no rainbows because our air quality is garbage right now. But I feel like hopefully, this is what's happening. The energies of the universe are pushing you towards a more hopeful direction. So, like I was mentioning before, if you're feeling a little stuck or just feeling a little stagnant, like things could be moving, but they're just not, and maybe you're not sure how to get going, you will kind of have a spark of inspiration, a little spark of hope that helps you along the path that you're on, or helps you find a new path if you're feeling a little lost. Um, oh, Steph, you saw a rainbow? That's cool. I would love to go someplace where I see like the full circle rainbow. They're so rare. It depends, like, I think it depends like where you are on the planet and where the sun is in reference to you. Okay, let's do one more. Let's see what else we have. Ooh, we have surrender. So this water card means a lot to me because I'm a beach bum, and I got to go to the beach for the first time in I calculated it last week. It was something like 10 years, maybe more. And it just felt so refreshing and just to be able to give yourself into the waves. If you're not into swimming in the ocean, this might not be meaningful to you, but there is just something about being able to let the waves rock you back and forth. Or maybe if you've ever been in a wave pool that wasn't overly crowded, you're able to just relax and sink in, kind of go with the flow. I think this is saying, give yourself a little reprieve, give yourself a break to relax, let the universe do whatever the universe is going to do, and then just kind of go with the flow and let yourself hope for some better things or different things or changes, whatever that hope means to you. But it's also really funny, because I'm planning another beach trip for the beginning of next month, and my best friend just sent me a video of her on the beach in Italy with her boyfriend. So I'm just surrounded by all of this beautiful water energy where I can just feel like, oh, I can relax and give myself into it. So I hope that you guys can find your water energy somewhere. If you're lucky enough to have an ocean nearby, or a lake, or a creek, or a river, or something. If not, maybe this just calls for a nice cleansing shower. Stand in the shower, let the waters wash over you as you just give yourself into the water as it falls over you. Whatever that might look like, whatever it is you have available to you, this stuff doesn't have to be elaborate. Um, but I like that, and these cars feel really different too. They're kinda, like, all over the place, which is really nice because I feel like this is saying, "Go with the flow, whatever happens, happens." If the universe sends you in one direction, go with it for a little bit, and it might send you in another direction. You just ebb and flow with the waves. Um, but yeah, I'm very happy to get that water card. It makes me smile, and I mentioned today it's raining, so I like rain when I don't have to be in it. When I'm in the rain, though, I feel like a soggy cat. I'm miserable. I hate getting rained on, but I love going to the beach. I love being in the water. Um, I crave it sometimes. And now that I got a taste of it, I want more. Yeah, your profile literally is the wave stuff, so it makes so much sense. Do you have a preference, Steph? Do you care what kind of, like, body of water it is, or are you just, like, a water whore and you're like, "If it's water, I'm getting in it." Thanks for helping out, Sil. Alright, let's see. We did the community read. Let me see who's all in the queue. Alright, Ari, they changed all of these, like, you guys can't see it, but Restream updated its UI and Streamlabs updated its UI, and now I'm, like, fumbling my way through backstage. Hopefully things work more smoothly now, though. Alright, Ari, go ahead, post your question. Hopefully you've decided. Oh, Steph, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you don't have to share like what your location, but do you have a beach that you really like in Florida? When I was a kid, it was Daytona. Like I remember, I'm gonna tell my little story and then I'll get started with you, Ari. But I remember driving, my grandmom used to live in Gainesville, and I remember driving down to Daytona and seeing that big bridge. And that was always the sign. I was like, yes, we're by the beach. It's such a really fun memory that I have. Um, and where else? Oh, Destin is beautiful in the Panhandle. The white sand beaches out there. The water's clearer, not as clear as like the Mediterranean or the Caribbean, but it's clearer than like South Florida. Oh, and fun fact, my friend wants to do a trip to the Florida Keys in, oh god, when is it? In September, so maybe I'll be going to the Florida Keys for the first time. Okay, yeah. The Florida side of the Gulf. Beautiful. The Texas side of the Gulf, disgusting. Disgusting. Like Galveston area, bleh. Okay, so let's see, Ari. You would like to know how the Leo would be like in bed. Dropping stuff. Let me get a nice shuffle going. Okay, we'll see what pops up. Alrighty, let's see. Let's see what the Leo is working with. Oopsie. Let's see, let's see, let's see. And I'm just gonna make space so you guys can see these. I don't know where I want to put stuff. I'm on discombobulated today. Let's move this over here. There we go. Okay. And one more card. Let's see. All right. So we have the Three of Wands, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, and then we have expansive in reverse. So I feel like this is a very clear no on if he's working with anything um, enormous. Especially, I think the expansive card is probably the most obvious here because I take this as like I take this card literally, but in this deck, expansive just means things that are really large and growing. So think of it in reverse. It's not doing that. Um, but in this deck, the expansive card in reverse is it it also has to do with the mind. So there like this is also someone who not only are they not working with anything like fun, they're also really closed off mentally. So there probably will also be not only a lack of physical connection and emotional connection, there's no intellectual connection either. So the 10 of cups being at the center of your reading is really, I think, the most telling thing is that just, you there's a disconnect between you guys. I think this is more emotionally, and this I take more literally to what you're asking. But the thing is, it depends, if you're willing to put up with that. I mean, that this is probably what's causing the emotional disconnect. You kind of like what you like, and it's hard to break out of that. But the thing is, with the Three of Wands, there's a little disconnect there as well. The Three of Wands is about opportunities and adventures. So maybe you won't connect initially because of the physical limitations, but you might, if given a chance, you can. Okay, if you don't want to settle, then you know what you want, and honestly, that more power to you. As long as It with me, it doesn't matter whether you put his name or not. I don't think it would have changed much, to be honest. But we do have that fire energy represented here in the wands. It's kind of like a fun person, so I still think they would be a fun person to be around. Really get to go travel. I see a lot. So this card is like traveling and a lot of movement and energy. But if that's not, ultimately, especially you're a very honest person and you know what you want and you're honest about what you want. So that's kind of where this Ten of Cups in reverse is coming from. No matter how fun someone might be, no matter how this, that, or other, if you are not getting the attributes that you're looking for, I don't think there's ever going to, well, I don't, it would be a hurdle to build any sort of connection with. So I don't think that I don't think this fella is packing anything you're looking for, unfortunately. Are Leos closed off? I always thought Leos were well, maybe they are. They're just always in your face, I feel like, but they're never, like, open about things. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I know very many Leos. I don't think I do. But yeah, so I don't think this dude is I mean, you can always see though. I am just a girl slinging cards on the internet. Oh, okay, when they don't like you. That kind of makes sense. Ooh, excuse me. Farida, welcome to the queue. Sorry, I was doing a reading, so I didn't want to interrupt. You're welcome, Ari. All right, Luke, go ahead, put your question in the chat. I know. Still, that's really funny. The one time you would actually ask for pics, you're like, okay, I need to vet this. Use a ruler. Okay. Oh, and Steph, I think I just got your little tippity tip. So I will grab you, I'll squeeze you in um after Luke. If you would like a reading. If you're just supporting, that works too. Okay. Let's see what your spiritual team is saying this week, Luke. I feel like I am going to have to reset this deck after this reading. All right, let's see. This next one's reversed. I'm going to upright them all. Yeah. So sometimes I feel like, I don't cleanse my decks, but I consider it more of a reset than a cleansing. Like, I don't like to consider it me wiping my energy from the deck. It's more so reorienting because, anyways, what I'm saying is when I get all reversals like that, I generally I'll flip them upright. I'll kind of take note of it and then flip it upright. So when they're all reversed, it's kind of like saying you have a little bit of a roadblock right now. Um, and then I just take it as that is. But with that being said, we have the Fool, we have the Nine of Cups, and then we have No. So in this deck, we have some Oracle cards thrown in, and then we have Yes and No cards. When I see No in a reading, that's usually a sign that you need to take a beat, which kind of plays in with everything being reversed and kind of having those overall roadblocks that are going on. Whatever it is that you feel like is hindering you at the moment, this no is saying like don't try to rush past it because it's not going to work. It's like trying to, you have a wall in front of you that's stopping your way. Instead of figuring out a way over it safely or a way around it safely, you just try to bum rush your way through. It's not going to work. So the Fool is telling me that you need to probably start fresh with something, and it probably is leading towards something in regards to whatever it is you've been working on to feel emotionally fulfilled. So the Fool in reverse, when it was originally reversed, is saying you kind of just haphazardly started this process, no real plans. You just kind of dove in, which kind of works sometimes, but when it comes to like long-term solutions, you need to really take your time. And maybe start fresh with like a fresh set of eyes. The fool is really the young person who is starting a journey and is effervescent and really excited for this new phase of life. Whereas the fool in reverse is more so just barreling through life, and there's a nuanced difference there. So if you feel like you started something you didn't quite put in the right time or energy for it, maybe take a step back, especially with the snow card. Take a step back, reorient, kind of come back with a fresh perspective and start over. Because the 9 of cups is telling me that you're looking for that emotional fulfillment. You're looking to find ways to feel accomplished. Um, I really like how in this card in the Meraki tarot, you kind of see this movement that's going on in here. I think you can see it on camera. You can see this movement that's going on here, but you also see the school of fish. So this is something that maybe you need to be doing with people. You don't need to be taking the entire world on your own, and finding that fulfillment in the energies around you, in the movement around you, and all of that. So I think, Luke, your team is just telling you you need to take a beat, pause for a moment, reassess, and come back based off of the goals you set in order to feel more emotionally fulfilled, um, to feel more optimistic about where you're going. So if you haven't been feeling like that, then that's probably a good point to look into a little deeper. Hold on. Whew. Had to get something to drink. All right. But so the no card here, I kind of see it as a little separate, but I really like these nice blue tones. There's like a serenity in these cards. So there's like this calmness. So as even though you're starting fresh, this isn't something that you should try to try not to be so anxious about it as you do it. Find the joys in the process. Find where sorry, reading the chat. So find where you can bring that calmness in, which is funny because maybe you should do the prompt that we're doing on Discord about happiness. That's not a shameless plug at all. Hi, Violet. Welcome. Oh, you have a wait, 111 Oracle decks? You can't get any more now. Oh, Violet, I feel you with having to tidy up. I'm just not in the mood. Um, okay, so hopefully that helped. Luke, Harry, thank you for being patient. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. If you guys are enjoying these readings, don't forget to like for me. It helps with the algorithm. Ooh, your next live stream, or maybe even on Discord, Violet, you'll have to post some of the cards so we can see. Oh, Steph, did you want a reading? I'm sorry. You're right. So keeping me honest. And if you don't have a question right now, I can always do something for you later. Not a problem. No, it's fine. You tipped, so you technically get priority. So up now we have waiting on Steph to decide. We have Harry, and then after we have Farida, and then Jay Bussin YouTube. I did not, I did not notice your name. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that violet. It's funny. I got a Tessomancy, I guess, teacup from the Witch's Moon, but not much into tea. I do have tea, mostly when I'm sick, or when I'm doing like my Lolita stuff. But I never use it. It's just a display cup. So seeing other people do it is fascinating to me. Yeah, so let's see. I'll do 3 for like the message for divine guidance, and then I can do 3 for like just a message for the surrendering stuff. So let's see. I really like this magician card. All right, let's see about what it is you should surrender to, I guess. I'll ask it that way. Surrender to the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, the 3 of Wands has made it back up. Okay, so they're kind of 2 separate readings. So I'm going to just scoot this down and we'll talk to this. We talk about the divine guidance. We have the Magician, the Queen of Cups, and then the 8 of Cups in reverse. So I think for me, the biggest takeaway would be the 8 of Cups in reverse. This is in this reading, I feel like this is your roadblock card. So if you have been maybe not taking in the signs from the universe, or not listening to your team, your spirit team, or whatever that energy is for you, I think it's creating this roadblock here with the 8 of Cups here in reverse. There's like an avoidance of moving on from a situation. Whatever this emotional situation is, there's like an avoidance there, and everything else is now kind of just in pause mode. But I feel like the universe is saying you have these really cool things going for you right now, and you're just not taking the universe up on its offer. So I'll kind of work my way backwards. We have the Queen of Cups. She is nurturing. She's intuitive. She's really in touch. And then we were talking about water before, right? This is the Queens represent water. The Cups represent water. There is all of that water element that is being portrayed here in the Queen. And there's this like there's just this affectionate intuitive nature to the Queen, and I feel like the divine guidance is kind of leading you to understanding that you can embody this, and maybe you've been having trouble feeling like that right now, for whatever reason, which is probably these reasons represented here in the 8 of Cups reverse. So it's keeping you from being able to tap into that full reality. But the thing is, the universe is saying, hey, you have the skills to fully do this if you want to. You know, all of that other stuff is minutia. You just have to move away from it so you can recognize that you do have these skills. The Magician has everything that he needs to create the stuff that he wants. So this is the card of manifestation. If there's something that you have been wanting to do, something that you've been wanting to represent, something that you've wanted to embody, you have the power to manifest that into your life. I just think that maybe um, emotionally you're just not recognizing that. So hopefully this reading is the energy that it takes to flip this energy upright, so you can learn that you can move on from those hindering or limiting beliefs, I would say. This I think that's the best way that I would put that. Imposter syndrome. Wait, what's inkster syndrome? You'll have to Oh, okay, imposter syndrome. Yes, I totally understand that. I relate a lot to that. So I think that, if you feel like you don't belong, belong. I use that term loosely, whatever that might mean in this instance, that is gonna keep you from moving and growing and becoming that whatever it is that you really want to be. Ugh, whew, gotta crack my back here. Okay. So let's go down to the bottom part of the reading. So there are two readings in one, is basically what's going on. So we have the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Wands has resurfaced, and then we have the Five of Swords in reverse. So this is about being able to just surrender in general. I guess I'll start from this end. We'll start from the opposite end from the previous one. The pages are really cool because they exhibit that youthful energy of out of the court cards. There's like this eagerness to learn, this eagerness to grow and understand things. So in regards to the Page of Pentacles, this page likes to kind of explore, and I think exploring in this regard, especially looking at the cards, exploring the earth, exploring the world around him. And I think that maybe that it's time that you kind of give into that thought if you haven't really allowed yourself to do that right now. Because it plays very well with the Three of Wands, which I mentioned before has that aspect of travel, but then in this regard, there is that element of growth that's happening, that desire to explore. I think I mentioned before, finding adventures. Just it's almost like going into the wild unknown a little bit. So that can be scary for some people. I recognize if you're not into that, that might be something that you have to surrender a little bit of control over and give yourself into a little bit of the unknown, something different. I think this is painting the picture of just stepping outside of the box, stepping outside of your box. Whether it be outside of the box of society, that's kind of to be said. But then we're ending here with the Five of Swords in reverse. This card is another sacrifice card. So it's really driving home that you need to make some sacrifices. But I think this being the Five of Swords, this is saying that you really need to think about it. Like, what is it that you need to sacrifice in order to allow yourself this freedom? I think that if I were to summarize this into anything, it would be allowing yourself freedom, sacrificing control. I think the too long didn't read version. So this ending with that swords card is saying you need to stop and kind of think about it. What is it that you truly want? What is it that that's on your mind in this regard? So you have some work to do in that regard, in terms of being able to think this out. Don't give me that. Don't give me those little, like, that little emoji that covering your ears emoji. The universe has spoken and you've heard it. Can't no take backsies. I like how Luke's like, "Oh, thank God I didn't get that reading." Oh, that's funny. You're welcome, Steph. Thanks for the tip. I hope that helps. I know it's not like fun being told to, or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit. I don't like to be told to give up control. Um, Farida, go ahead, put your question in the chat. And then we have Jay Bussin. Your name is so hilarious to me. Okay. That tickles me. Okay, Farida, let's see. AK started pulling away, ignoring communication. I didn't see his I'm sorry. Did I see his uh-oh, did I mix him up with Luke? You guys have the same like little image on my end. I didn't see his post still. Can you post it for me? I'm sorry. Let me pause this real quick. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't miss him then. He missed me. um But Harry, if you're in the chat, my queue is still open, so you can go ahead and post your question. Okay, so where was I? Capricorn started pulling away, ignoring communication. Did he want you out of his life? Let's see. Let's see if the Capricorn wanted you out of his life. Okay, we have these are hard to read. Okay, that's what I thought. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Devil reversed, and then the Hanged Man. So, I would say simply put, yeah, he probably did want you out of his life, but I don't think that it necessarily had to do with you. I just think that you were probably just a multitude of things that were going on in this person's life. So AK was Capricorn is what is that? Is that Earth? Someone better than me, let me know. Um I think that with this Five of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles is really about feeling like lonely and destitute, really in a tough situation. Uh, in this regard, it's hard with three card readings sometimes. I don't really get the full picture always, but I would say that this is probably something to do with like health stuff in this regard. I don't think it's quite financial because of this devil in reverse. I think that just realize that there were a lot of things on his plate. You were probably just one of many other things, and the devil in reverse is this desire to be free of the things that are making someone feel trapped and or feel like they are being suffocated in some kind of way. So I think that it was just this desire to break free, and in order to focus on this this 5 of Pentacles moment here. The, um the Devil in reverse is really just like, so while there's this desire to be free, it can also represent, like, fighting the inner demons as well, and I think that, paired with this 5 of Pentacles is probably what's going on. I don't think this person is really in a position to communicate very well. There's no swords happening. It's a small reading, it's only 3 cards, so it's subjective in that regard, but, I don't think they were in a position to communicate what was going on with themselves. Either not in a position, meaning they weren't mentally ready, or they just didn't have the bandwidth to do it. Um, Violet, are you are you all earth as well? I mean, I say as well, but I'm not. I'm not all earth, but Luke and I are Tauruses. So oh, is it? So we have okay, sorry, I'm reading the chat as well. So Steph says that the devil card is also the Capricorn card. So this is definitely reflecting a lot of like his inner turmoil that is going on. And I don't think that it has anything to do with you. It just affects you. The hanged man to me suggests that he's trying to get out of this. There's that desire to understand that, certain things have to be let go of in order to get better. Um, Especially when you're dealing with like physical health, sometimes you just realize you have to slow down, you have to give certain things up because there's no way to actually get better unless you focus on yourself. And it might seem selfish or it might be hard to understand from the outside looking in, especially if that person isn't in a position to adequately communicate what's going on. But it's not malicious. It's just, and it is what it is. The goal is to get better, to get healthy. And I think that's really what's happening here. So I would say that, Frida, the short answer to your question about did he want you out of his life? Yes, but it was probably out of necessity. It was probably the best thing for him at the time. So hopefully AK is doing better or gets better. It was financial. Okay. It's hard to tell sometimes with 3 cards, but I try not to default to finances with pentacles all the time. But I will say, money struggles weigh heavily on the mind. So that is not fun either. Still, it was 5 of Pentacles, Devil reverse, and the Hanged Man. That's kind of what made me think it was more mental, or not mental, more like health, not finances. Hmm. But I do have to admit, sometimes I am human. I know, it sucks. I don't always get the full message, but I try to get you close. Yeah, definitely. So the thing about pentacles is it's material things in life. It's the not material, it's the physical things in life. So um pentacles can represent money and finances and represent career, but it could also represent your home. It could represent like the family unit. It can also represent your health. Um so it's sometimes hard to get to glean the full picture from 3 cards, but I try my best for you guys. And I appreciate you guys giving me feedback and telling me and talking to me. That it makes the process easier and, you know, yeah, tarot is very interesting of a Jay Bussin, you are up next. Autumn and and Ange, I have you in the queue. Welcome to the queue, guys. Sorry if I didn't say hi to you. I'm so sorry. Hope you're enjoying the readings. But yeah, so just a little tarot you know, tip, I guess, is that pentacles don't always have to represent finances. Um I think in this day and age, they tend to often represent finances because who the hell isn't struggling with finances right now? But they don't always have to. So, if you're also a tarot reader like Steph and Luke, I know you're practicing. Just keep that in mind when you do readings. Welcome, Samuel. I hope you guys are having a good Friday, by the way. We had a really lovely rainstorm. Let me see if it's gonna rain tomorrow. Ugh, it's so muggy out though. All right. Jay Bussin, let me know if you're still in the queue. Let me read who I have. I have up Autumn. I'm sorry. I have up now Jay Bustin. Then next is Autumn. I saw you in the queue or in the chat rather. And then Samuel just joined. I like how you're like society. That's funny. Harry, yeah, you can go ahead and post your question. Yeah, so we're supposed to get storms Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Ugh, and Thursday's gonna be so hot. I'm supposed to give some coworkers a tour of one of our buildings, and it's gonna be hot out. Those are two questions, Harry. So pick one. I'm gonna get Harry, and then you will be up after him. Oh, I did. Oh, I love when I get names right. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with names, guys. Like, literally, people will tell me their name, and I'll think so hard. I'm like, remember their name, and then, like, the next breath, it's gone. And I actually got called out on Wednesday. Okay, I can do that for you, Harry. All right, let's see. Will these plans work out for your relocation by next year? Oops. Will these plans work out? Okay, come on. Here we go. Next card. Last card. Okay. So not to turn this stream into like a lesson, but one of the things when you guys are asking questions to keep in mind, when you give time limits to things, sometimes you're not going to get the answer that you might get if you just let it be open-ended. So in this example, you mentioned by next year, right? This gives you a hard set limit on your answer. So your answer by next year is no. But had you asked just in general, that answer could be different. So I just want you guys to keep in mind when you're asking these questions, if by next year is detrimental, then that's the right question to ask. If it's not important that it happen by next year, then leave it open ended and let the reader kind of see, and you can kind of talk through it as they're giving the reading, how things might go. So just keep that in mind, guys. So we have the strength card in reverse. We have the four of cups in reverse. And then, yes, Steph, we have the page of pentacles making an appearance again. Um, so I think ultimately, mm, this feels like a really hard, like maybe to me. There are a lot of things that have to happen first. You have the ambition, you have the drive to do it. This page, mm, this page isn't as I would be more optimistic if I had like a knight or something or a chariot in here. There's not a lot of movement that's going on. There's a lot of really slow moving energy. So this is why I mentioned in the beginning of the reading that putting a time limit will kind of change the answer that you get. I feel like by next year is going to be a no, but will it ever happen? Probably. There's just some things that you have to get worked out. Um, and I would say maybe sometime within next year, but um and two, also, to me, by next year means December 31st, 30th. How many days are in December? Oh my God. Before January 1st. So if this happens January 2nd, to me, that's a no. So just keep that in mind. Sorry. I feel like I'm being really preachy today. Sorry, guys. So the page tells me that I think this will happen eventually. It's just going to take some time. There's going to be a process that needs to be worked out. Okay, 31 days. Thank you, so. um but we have these sort of slowing factors here. The strength card in reverse is really the one that is highlighted for me. This card in reverse can really say that, you want this aggressive timeline, but it's just you in reverse, it's just a hindrance that's happening. You're not connecting with the way things are meant to work out. And so, moving on to this Four of Cups in reverse, the Four of Cups isn't necessarily a bad card in reverse. I mean, no cards are bad. I shouldn't say that, but I think what this is highlighting is that there needs to be some awareness of the situation and be sort of honest with yourself in regards to how things are really going to progress and the likelihood of how quickly things are going to progress. We have cups, we have pentacles, slow moving energy, very, very slow. So, this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. This is not a process that can be rushed. Or I should say, this is not a process that should be rushed. So, just make sure there's some awareness that is going on, and yeah, you can be enthusiastic about it, but just remember that pushing too hard might blow back in your face. So just be careful how you are setting these plans out, and just be realistic. I think that if you take nothing away from this, is be realistic about what your goals are and how much time that it will take in order to get them in motion. So I would say that I'm sorry, I spent so much time being all preachy. um, and so I will say that I think that it will happen for you, just not in the time limit that you've set for yourself. All right. Autumn, thank you for being patient. You're up next. Violet and Luke, you guys have been on live together, and then also Violet is in my Discord, Luke. I mostly hang out in her Discord, but she is there. So you guys probably have crossed paths a few times. All right, sure. Let's see what August has for you. Let's see, August for autumn. Feels funny to ask. We have another page. This is all page energy. This deck kind of gives me page energy. Okay. Okay. We have, you're welcome, Harry. We have the, oh, and before I start, make sure you guys like the video. We have the Page of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and then apathy. I'll explain this in a second. Let me, so I'm going to close the queue. Everybody who's in it is in it. So Anj, Samuel, you're still good to go. Don't freak out. I'm kind of at time and I don't want anyone else joining the queue. Okay. So, let me explain apathy. This deck has oracle cards in it. Apathy is just like feeling really indifferent. It kind of gives Four of Cups kind of vibes. This is about feeling indifferent about things that are around you, just in things in general. In this deck, this is like kind of like it has no feeling, or it feels very like mechanical, emotionless, that kind of thing. So just to describe apathy. So I think that there is going to be a tug of war that is happening between trying to build, trying to push out these feelings of apathy. At the center of the reading, we have the Queen of Wands. So I mentioned earlier that the queens represent water, wands are fire. So we have this like fire and water balance that's happening. We have the passion of the wands. We have the sort of serene healing elements of the water, but the queen is assertive and she's ambitious. So if you take anything away from like the court cards of the wands, there's this ambition, this underlying ambition that's happening. So I think that there is this struggle between having been feeling very apathetic about things in general, and then suddenly feeling this little spark of something that makes you want to push forward. Um, and maybe there's like a spark of creativity, some kind of inspiration that happens in August. So I think August is really, I think you're going to have like this upward momentum and then kind of be met with a little bit of apathy. So kind of paints, I feel like this is painting the picture of a little bit of burnout, actually, now that I'm looking at the cards as a whole. So I'm unfortunately working my way backwards here. Um, we also have the Page of Cups. The pages kind of have that earth energy. Cups has water. So again, we have this nice balance that's going on, but a lot of water that's being represented here. So I think overall there is this period in August that will invite healing. I think being able to tap into your own intuition, being able to feel more comfortable with yourself. Hi, Robin. But with the page, so while the queen has that spark, that ambition, the Page of Cups has that calmness, uh, that just how can I put it? Um, I see the Page of Cups as like the dreaming page. You know, they dream. They're like that starving artist kind of vibe, and then the Queen of Wands is more of the ambitious artist that's happening. So there's that like dichotomy, that duality between just kind of being lost in one's art or one's creativity, one's passions, and then driving and pushing towards them. But I think all the while you're fighting this overlying feeling of just like not being able to connect with stuff. So I think if you were to take anything away from this reading, I would say for August, um whenever you're feeling apathetic, try to find ways to break out of that cycle. Go back to these things. Where do you find yourself the most creative? Where do you find the most inspiration? Where do you find the most drive? So, August can be really great. You just have to fight that urge to to just be like, "Eh," you know what I mean? And really that will be a huge roadblock for you if you're not able to get over that hurdle. But I think if you can, I think August has the makings to being a really fun month for you. So you just gotta break through that. You feel the apathy of Violet? Robin, can I say your Korean tarot? I didn't comment on it. I was like listening to a lot of videos while I was cooking, so I got to go back and comment on stuff, you and Sil stuff. But it was so interesting. Autumn, you're very welcome. Anj, go ahead and put your question in the chat. Uh, I liked some of the cards, and then others were wild. Like the plastic ace. It was just so weird. Um, is who is P to you, Anj? Violet burnout is real. Like let me see if I can find it. So with the help of Sil, I've been doing some like test stuff to figure out my planner for next year. I mean, I'm doing stuff this week, but I'm trying to figure out how to get into the rhythm of planning so I can actually pace my time better and I don't get into these like highs where I feel like I mean, I don't have mental disorders, but I feel like I get into these periods where I hyperfixate and I put a lot of energy and then I burn out. But instead, I'd rather like level it out. Okay. So you just want to know what type of person P is. Okay, gotcha. We are on the same page now. Yeah, I'll be curious. After you get some use, Robin, how you feel, like a check back in kind of thing. I feel like I should do that. I should have a series where I like check back in and let you guys know how I feel about certain decks. Okay. So Anj, let's see who is P as a person. Okay, and then one more. I love that moon card. It's one of my favorites. Last card. All right. So we have the Eight of Cups, the Moon in reverse, and then we have the Universe. In this deck, the Universe is the World card. It's the same card. It's just renamed. So I think overall, P is someone who doesn't really like to put up with nonsense. Like they tend to like walk away from drama, but I think they have like that kind of personality that really lasts with you, if that makes sense. Someone who's really impactful to people, because we have two major arcana. They're both reversed, but still they're majors nonetheless. So I think that, um I think that P I worry too sometimes that maybe they're not necessarily the most honest, but the moon in reverse, I don't feel the dishonesty is, like, mean or malicious like it would be with the, like, what, 7 of Swords? I think it's more like they don't open up and share a lot of themselves with people. So this strikes me as someone who is very quickly like annoyed by stuff and very willing to move on from things that they consider to be just drama or BS. And they tend not to open up a lot. And when they do open up, you don't get the full picture. You get bits and pieces. It's almost like putting a puzzle together. The universe the world, I'll say, in reverse. I think that, they are the work smart, not hard kind of person. They don't necessarily set out to be like, the best that they can be. And I don't mean that in a mean way. They just want to get things done. You know, if things aren't perfect, it is what it is. It's just that way they can move on to the next thing. So I think that this person seems very no nonsense, seems very hard to connect with, I would say. I kind of mentioned that sometimes, certain readings, 3 cards just paints just a very overall picture, but it's hard to get the minutia. So I would say that this guy, I think Pete, I don't think they're a bad person. I just think that maybe it would be um hard to connect with him. Unless you relate to that kind of person. Like if you're hearing this and you're like, "Oh, I'm kinda like that too," that could be good in the sense that you understand, you know how to open up those doors and break down those walls to talk to someone, or it could mean that neither one of you shares anything and it's 2 brick walls trying to, like, interact with each other. So, I think that if it's that case, I think you might have a hard time building that connection. But I do think that he overall, I kind of fucks with the no nonsense kind of people. You kind of get what you're gonna get, you know what you're gonna get, and it is what it is. You either like it or you don't. So, yeah, but I do, I do like this universe card too. Let me just pull it up for you guys to see. I noticed a lot of infinities in this deck that I didn't notice before. Yeah, and I think that, sometimes no nonsense people can be a little bit of a lot. They don't mean to be, um, because they're not being malicious about it. It's just they're like, "It is what it is. I'm gonna tell people about it, and I'm gonna move on from it." Because to them, it's not a big deal, but they sometimes leave a little bit of chaos in their wake. Um, Luke, what is that now? But yeah, and I mean, if I'm describing a person that you're just like, I don't care about any of that," then go for it. If that's something that you're like, "Oh, that sounds like a nightmare," then maybe maybe move on. Um, so let me see. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling up. Oh, there's a journal for burnout. I feel like the journal will make me burn out though. So Jeebus, you can go ahead and post your question. Just know that in the future, I probably will not do that, but I do have some time left. Um, all things entertainment. I haven't seen you for a while, and I know my queue is closed. But if you'd like a question, you can go ahead and add one too, because you've been here since the beginning. So you Robin, you've done a reading, but you haven't tried shuffling. Yeah, it's the Korean titles and no numbers. That just I don't know. Not having the numbers, I think, is really when I was just like, I didn't see Samuel's question. I'm sorry. Is Samuel still here? Oh, oh my gosh. I'm totally sorry. Samuel, go ahead and put your question in. Oh my gosh. I'm horrible. Syl is always here to keep me honest. Okay, well, hopefully they are still here. Are you still here, Samuel? Oh, and of course, guys, don't forget to like the video. Just to clarify, I think you mean will everything go through? Because fall through is bad. So I'm assuming you're hoping that everything works out in the in regards to your career in the incoming months, right? I just like to clarify. And thank you for being patient. Thank you, Steph. Okay, let's see. Will everything go through in regards to your career in the incoming months? And one more card, one more card. Okay. So we have the Two of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and then the Ten of Wands in reverse. So I will say that overall, yes, I think that this will totally work out for you in regards to your career in the next few months. I don't know what a few months means to you, but I left it kind of ambiguous when I was pulling the cards. So um I would say maybe I mean, I don't like to do timing, but I would say maybe look for things changing in the next 2 months ish. But that timing in tarot is so ambiguous. So take that with a grain of salt. But with the I'll start in the middle here. We have the Wheel of Fortune. I think, with the Wheel of Fortune upright, I think that's a good sign that things are going to be really, your luck is in your corner kind of thing. So things are going to be really favorable for you in that regard. Just know that things are a cycle. So even if you feel like things aren't going well for you right now, the wheel is always turning. So even if you're feeling a little low, feeling like, this whole career thing is just like in the dumps, everything is a cycle. So everything has an upswing. So just, be a little patient, wait for that stuff to turn around. But here we have the Two of Cups. There's a harmony and a balance with the twos. And this is telling me that emotionally things are going to start to come together for you. So if you are very emotionally invested in this whole career journey, which I'm sure you are, I mean, who isn't? I think this is saying that this is going to start to come into balance for you. Things are going to start to level out, and there is this unionship, this like I said before, this harmony that will start to work out for you. The Ten of Wands in reverse is the only thing. So here, this is where I feel like if you have been focusing on nothing but this career journey, you're gonna definitely be burnt out. So while it might work out, you're gonna be in a bit of a burnout phase. So this is where my advice, And this is where I feel like tarot is telling me to give you some advice here. Make sure you are taking care of yourself in this regard, in this journey. Rest, be gracious with yourself. Just know that, the market is hard for everyone, not just you. So you're not on this island alone. And just know that, yeah, this journey is hard, but it will work out eventually. Just be patient and let the gears turn a little bit, let the cogs of the machine work. So, short answer, yes. Long answer, you can rewind and listen. But yeah, I think that just be careful about taking care of yourself in this regard as well. Don't burn yourself out. And thank you for being patient, Samuel. I'm so sorry I missed your question. That's really funny, Robin, because I saw you type in SYL and I was like, oh, that's funny. What did they send you, Sil? Oh, freaking gnats. Okay. Let's see, Jay Bussin. You would like to know if you'll get a job soon. So soon is subjective. Just keep that in mind. My soon may not be your soon. So let's see. Ooh, the Hanged Man has reemerged. Oh, Universal Tower Monsters. Bye, Violet. Thank you for joining. So we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Hanged Man again, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So no, I don't think whatever soon means to you, I still think that it's no. I think some things have to change. Um, if you've been actively applying, maybe you're applying for the wrong jobs, you're applying for the wrong companies, the wrong positions. The hangman suggests that you need to sacrifice a little in order to gain this change of perspective. So I think that this means that you need to switch up how you're or what you're applying for. Um, the Seven of Pentacles. So let's dive a little deeper. Seven of Pentacles in reverse is about doubts, I would say, I guess, in this regard. So, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. I think that are you applying for jobs that you are actually overqualified for in the hopes that you can just kind of get your foot in the door? Because the Seven of Pentacles upright is about like cultivating and nurturing, kind of growing stuff. And in reverse, that's not happening. So it almost seems like that has already happened. You've already put in the work, you already have the skills. And then the Ten of Pentacles is like that. There's like this in reverse, this level of kind of insecurity that's happening. So I wonder if you're not applying for the job that you should be in terms of your qualification levels. So and I would say that if you do find a way to switch this up, if you start kind of revamping how you're looking for jobs, the kind of positions, the kind of experience they're looking for, With both pentacles surrounding this, I still think that this is a long process. Pentacles are very slow moving energy. I'm not inclined to give like an actual time frame, but uh soon versus later, it's definitely a later, unfortunately. So um I would say that you definitely have to let me let me pull an oracle card for you in terms of what it is you need to focus on in terms of applying. It's interesting you say you applied for everything though. Good luck. Okay. I wonder if you are utilizing the network around you to the best of your ability. So this card is good luck, but it makes me think that, you know, I don't know why it leads me to believe more so of like building the connections around you or working your network. And I think maybe that's the key that's missing here in this. This could be building a network and connecting with them. I don't know in your field what that looks like, you know, with the jobs you're applying for. Um if you know anyone in those career fields, maybe they can give you tips on how to get in there. This could also, this hangman could also mean that maybe you need to just revamp your resume as well. One tip, I honestly hate this. I hate applying for jobs and I hate this, but it works. Is to do a resume for each job that you're applying for. And what you do is you have your general resume, right? And you find the different job listings and you change up certain words to match the keywords in that resume. It works. I know it works. That's how I got my foot in the door, and that's how I've helped others. I used to edit resumes in college, but I think that that could also be another thing as well, is maybe change up how you're presenting your experience to people. Um I'm trying to think of other tips for you based off of the cards that you have. But yeah, I think it boils down to maybe those two things. The job, or three things rather. The jobs that you're looking for, make sure you're networking, and revamp your resume for the job that you're applying for. I think if you keep those three things in mind, it's still going to be a long process though, but I'm so sorry. Based off of what I'm seeing. And also I do want to clarify too that you might get a job, but I know you mentioned I mean, you know, you might get a something part-time, but it's not permanent. So that's also something to keep in mind. You might have something temporary, but it's not exactly what you're looking for long term. So I kind of, when I was pulling the cards, asking more so, you know, something that would set you up, if that makes sense, something that you would be able to settle into. So not like a part-time at like a gas station or anything like that. I kind of looked a little more robust than that. So I hope that helps though. Alrighty guys, if you enjoyed this pairing, by the way, let me know. I really like how these pair together, so I'm gonna have to like try this out more often. You're welcome. Good luck though. I know this sucks, honestly. So you don't count. I know you love this pairing. Yay, thank you. Alrighty guys, so If you didn't Yes, I was muted. So basically, all I said was submit questions. Submit questions so we can answer them in our Q&A, and also join the Discord for like readings, monthly challenges. It's still growing, so be patient with us. And yeah. So sorry I was muted. That's hilarious. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna hop off of here so I can watch some trashy TV with the cats. Join some of you guys on Discord after so we can chit chat and shoot the shit. And if I don't chat with you, have a good weekend. Have a good week, and I will see you next Friday. Oh, you have Discord now, Robin? Yeah, join us. Yay. Welcome. Alrighty, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.